you got denied. Got a bit denied
Oh,
there.
no worries.
Game started. FaZe Gambit. FaZe on T side, and obviously Exist standing in for all of Mice still. Hopefully, Olive is having a good recovery. Is it injury?
We don't know.
We don't know.
He
private.
just said it was
Okay.
a personal issue and he wants to keep it
Or whatever it
private.
is. If it's negative, then
Me and Shocks, we're the injured ones. We're on the
hopefully
hospital beds.
you should commentate with Shocks. Injured commentary crew.
Oh god, you know, I'm so happy that he's commentating that event in France, because I said to these guys off camera, like, if you look at the top esports in various countries, I think France is like the only European country where CS is not the top one. And I have some friends who say that the French commentary sucks. So hopefully Shocks will bring a lot more viewers to that. So more power to him for staying, you know, doing something for the community while he's out of action.
Which surgery did he have?
There's something
Wrist?
on his wrist.
Oh, is it like carpal tunnel surgery or something?
Don't know.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, I think you had a cyst.
I don't think you'd have that
Oh,
on your
okay.
wrist. Carpal tunnel. It's your arm.
So,
Bombs. Where's bombs
well,
going?
the bomb is just chilling there by itself. Nico will make his way across.
Have you ever had a cyst on your back? Excuse me. There's this thing, right, called a sebaceous cyst, where you just don't have enough oxygen coming to your skin. And I had this giant bump on my back and it was a sebaceous cyst, but then it just went down and disappeared.
Well,
FYI.
It's like FaZe will just be able to walk in and hit the headshots on the A-bomb site. Pretty easy after holding for a potential push from Gambit. Which is cool to do that after sort of showing presence and then making it a bit obscured where they were going. Cutting the noise, seeing if Gambit would try to get the information. They didn't, they just held passively, which is fine. And FaZe like, alright, we'll just run into A, see what happens, and they hit the headshot. So simple as that.
I wonder if you can hold the stairs player down, whoever's USPing, by putting pressure from Palace safely. If you just throw a jungle smoke and on a pistol round, send one person Palace to like peek that guy's stairs but not commit too hard. I wonder if that's what the idea was there. Because if you can only throw one smoke on the right side, you can actually, there's a lot more plants that you can use that are pretty cool.
See what Mo can do with this scout. I'll be honest with you, I'm struggling to breathe properly right now. But I'll do my best. I have to go and grab my asthma pump in a second. 1 minute 10 on the clock. 3 of the FaZe players in mid. Looks like it will be a simple split of the A side. Sees though, make it somewhat more difficult, but he can't get around the corner. The tagging slowing him down. Mo in the CC position. And the site's been taken, so let's see what Gambit choose to do. 3 players remaining. Not really the most ideal situation for them. Do they continue to push or save for the next round? You don't see it as much on Mirage, but that certainly will change things. Carrigan getting taken out in connector. Oh, what is going on? Trying to reposition Rain, choosing speed over having his gun out, and he gets taken out for free. All of a sudden, this 4 versus 3 is 2 versus 3. And you do wonder, if Gambit can get the trades in, then, I mean, this is not very well. Guardian's pretty low. They line up for it. There's a trade. Dozy with an AK-47. And now Nico and Palace.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not planted for Nico, although another 4 seconds. Surely Mo can't get it done. What an expensive round for FaZe. That was somewhat of a calamity, I think.
Dozier did such an amazing play there. Because it's like, you know your teammate is super exposed, but you know you can't peek because you'll die immediately. And there's maybe like a 1% chance you win that fight somehow as Dozier's position. But he just holds, gambling that the threat of the peak is going to be much bigger than him actually peeking. So the threat is bigger than the action, is what we used to say. I just checked, by the way, James. It is indeed in the hands. That surgery would be for carpal tunnel because it's like the medial nerve or media, something like that.
Oh, I thought it would be focused on the inflammation in the forearm. But
It's a bit different because it's from what I understand, the RSI is all the inflammation there, and then what happens is from a consistent, like if you have consistent inflammation there over time, then what happens is it develops into carpal tunnel, which is like that tunnel, like the medial nerve gets inflamed and then it can't, like stuff can't go through properly or something like that. And that's like actually there. And it's caused by the inflammation, but the actual problem for carpal tunnel is actually in the hand, but something like that. I can show you the picture if you want. But
no, I'll pass.
it's a diagram, but it's still not very pleasant.
fair enough. I stand corrected.
Yeah. That's why if you do get RSI symptoms, like treat it pretty seriously, ladies and gents.
Well then,
Read a book.
Guardian will give C some time to read a book with that opening frag. Even I'm not that aggressive.
What is that? Oh, we had no helmet, right? Okay. I swear that the Mac 10 is not as good.
It's
as,
amazing.
As it looks.
No, Mac 10 is really good.
It's not,
I don't
it's
know
not
which.
as good when I use it.
What's that?
It's not as good when I use
Oh,
it.
it's fantastic. I love the Mac 10.
Is it because like a lot of us just has this conception that like with the Mac 10 it's like, oh, you just spray, but it's like the MP9. If you actually do aim for the head and try to burst on the head like it's almost a rifle, it seems like that is how you use it. Like, and you want to be really precise instead of being kind of sloppy. Which I feel like when I use the SMG, I kind of feel naturally, oh, just spray. And eventually, you know, I'm not gonna think, oh, you know, I don't naturally think, oh, I'm gonna be able to hit headshots with this, if you know what I mean, unless I'm really close range.
Oh, I'm always going for the headshots, whether or not it makes sense.
Head and neck for me with the Mac 10. But like if it's Inferno, for example, I keep saying like and you know all the time, which is really annoying me.
Yeah,
I am conscious of it. But I like to, if you're on the T side, obviously for Mac 10, I think you have some good opportunities if you're clearing Glana and so on to maim people first with grenades if they choose to be sandbags or behind a half wall. Then it makes the job a lot easier. So map dependent. For me, map dependent. I have different efficacy with the Mac 10. Cobblestone seems to be a nightmare for me with the Mac 10, so perhaps I'll go MP7 in future.
Okay, well, P50 comes out for C's. It's a good first frag actually. You can work the position around. Still 6 bullets. He sets the situation for the second kill. That's actually it's hard to sometimes get a chance at more than one frag there. C's had it, but only one frag will happen. FaZe right now, I kind of like it because I really like it when you have a team which they're very good, and it's not necessarily like a disrespect, but it's like I'm gonna show you a fast pace, and I'm gonna put it to you guys whether or not you can stop that or not. And if you can't, then we're dominating you, because the nature of the rounds is very dominating if it works. And so far, FaZe are playing fast. They're hitting fast headshots. They're not giving Gambit very much time to react. Like the first buy round, we saw Guardian just walk into a deep angle on the B apps and just get a shot and get into the B site like straight away. That is very fast. So I love that kind of play style from a team like FaZe. It's so overwhelming.
I think it's very hard to deal with, and I think that they put a ton of pressure on them by winning a round like that to think about, all right, what's going to happen next? Like, what's coming now that it's 5-0 and they won their bonus round with the Mac 10s.
Hello.
Oh no.
Guardian off to a good start once again. This is proving difficult for Gambit. FaZe trying to catch up with the delay to the start of this game. What is the response from Gambit? They'll hear the flash, and Dozier simply walking into a duel. Nico looking up, easy dragged down. If you are on A ramp, it's nice to hold a tight angle on the stairs position and wait for a peek, depending on who you're playing. Especially with AWP, can be a nice free kill.
This is really scary. Hobbit's in a really dangerous position. He'll get a frag, but now, I mean, they don't have any smokes or remaining or Molotovs to pressure the Palace position, but it's just the likelihood of them winning the round from Hobbit is just so low. He's just got to get out of there, and he's being chased. Oh! I'm surprised he felt like he could get away there, actually, without that sort of thing happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was like, all right, I'm going to take the shot. Since he's not there, I've just got to go. I mean, I feel like, I think he thought they're going to come after him one way or another.
Yeah, they're definitely rushing him down, like no matter what they're... Oh well. They shall survive with at least one gun, you would think. Maybe ECS is at risk, but that's about it. Ooh, so close.
Oh, he got him.
Ow!
Oh,
How did that happen? My God.
That's unfortunate. FaZe's results have been kind of all over the place recently. I think they got the 2-0 versus Fnatic, which was pretty big. They also dropped the map versus Envy. They like went 1-1 versus Envy.
Yeah.
So
nice pick from Guardian. He's definitely warm today. He warm. That's actually like another that's another thing as well. Like creating. I just said like.
You said what?
I just said like for no reason as well.
I'll put it in your head.
No, because yeah, well, I was already doing it, and I felt the same way as you. I sort of had that moment after I say it. A few words in, I'm like, oh, god damn it. Now I just sound.
Yeah,
like
for those of you at home, right, we have this weird thing where if one person realizes they're doing something repetitive, they'll mention it to the other person, and then it's in the other person's head and they start doing it. But also if we're watching like another broadcast and we notice that someone else is doing something repetitive, then it's like in our mind and then we'll start doing it as well, which is really bizarre the way that works. But that's one of the...
So you guys are a couple of sponges.
Yeah, but it's good that we kind of notice it in each other as well, so we try to nag each other about it to get rid of it.
Those are called hitch words. For people who don't know.
Hitch words.
Yeah.
We say crutch.
Crutch, yeah.
It's crutch words. It's just like filling a gap.
It's cool. It's cool. Like, and if you are sort of an aspiring commentator listening, like just generally thinking about eliminating redundancy is quite good, because there's lots of spots where, like, I'll call them filler words, where you're sort of one of my filler words from the past that I used the most was here, and there's loads of spots where I would say it, but it doesn't need to be said, and to just leave a gap in the airspace is actually going to sound just generally better. So I don't know what point I was going to make before, but when I stopped myself, but I will go back into the game now as Nika gets an opening towards Pit, and that is pretty damn good. I mean, the pace is really fast here. FaZe, after smashing the mid defense consistently, are pushing it hard now, knowing that it's being voided by Gambit, and Gambit aren't able to survive.
I like this because it's FaZe are saying, give us a reason not to keep doing this.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah, give us a reason not to do this.
It's on you.
Right now, Gambit can't, so they'll keep doing it.
See ya.
How's that a headshot?
That's true, actually. Yeah.
It's a clean headshot. I don't understand.
The best with those, I always wonder, is like when people are below, like directly, like Pop Dog. Like you'll see the fight with the CTs directly below, underneath. They have to shoot through.
Get the headshot.
Shoot their feet, and they get headshots. I don't understand. Well, I guess it actually does make sense, because they're kind of like wall banging the player's feet into their head or something. But then why does it register? I don't understand. Does that make sense?
No, you know, I always wonder. You know, one thing I seriously wonder, right, is like if you're against an AWPer, if you're crouching, you're just like one big square of meat if you think about it, right?
Okay, yeah.
So, like in terms of hitboxes, what is like if you're crouching versus an AWPer and they shoot you, I guess we could look at the models to see like if your legs, how much are your legs exposed versus your body, you know?
Right, I see what you're saying, like how much, the difference between the leg and the...
Yeah, there must be a percentage of what's exposed, what percentage is body, what percentage is below the waist.
It would be really cool in a sense that it would be harder to get the kill, because like there's more of the leg hitbox in that sense, like maybe 70%, 30%, because my god. So we just talked over the...
That's fine.
It's
It's 1 to 8. It's not hard. It's hardly, you know.
totally hype.
It's not much point.
But I could understand from like a balance perspective why it would be cool, because the crouching player is generally going to be in a spot where their movement, their mobility kind of sucks. So you're more committed to whatever you're doing. So I feel like that's a good way to sort of balance it out. If that's how, you know, Valve would think about it, I don't know. But it's actually like a discussion I want to have, is about understanding sort of how to quantify just generally everything in the game, so you can sort of start to think in that way. Like, you know, what are the trade-offs for certain things, certain positions? What is valuable in the game? Sometimes it's cool to get inside of the game dev's head a little bit once you start to really put the pieces together of what everything's worth in a game of Counter-Strike. What gives advantages? What gives disadvantages? How do you quantify these things? It's a good discussion to have at some point. Nico, take down. Man, they're getting the opening so very quickly and easily. Look at this. Rain, it's not the first time Rain's just run into connector.
Oh man.
And Nico is just continuing, just running out of the Palace position.
This is pretty awesome.
One thing I've noticed, and I think this is the point I was going to bring up earlier, is the fact that Guardian has been smashing mid so hard that, and just generally FaZe's mid takes me so strong. and they've also been working the peripheral so much, it seems like Gambit are afraid to challenge mid. And so now in the last few gun rounds, we've seen Rain take super fast timings, Karrigan as well, into connector, which is kind of like the strong thing to do because the CTs have very little warning because they're so scared to take mid presence. What is... Learn your angles through the smokes, guys. He's
probably looking at his radar.
Do you guys have reference points for those common spots when the smoke's up?
Yeah. I think a lot of it's muscle memory too. People don't really trust themselves. Like, everyone knows all the angles. And I think if you just want to shoot, you'll readjust. Like, you know the angle.
KennyS is a good player, especially on Mirage Palace, to watch. Not necessarily for smokes, but like when he takes the angle from Palace to jungle, he's on point immediately. Whereas a lot of people, like watching at home, me included, will just be like, just move into the angle, oh look, where should I put my crosshair kind of thing. But he's prepared for it in advance. So watch some Kenny demos if you want to see how he does that.
Ooh, oh, that was a double. Rain got tagged actually through Karrigan. And interesting mix-up from FaZe. They opt to go for the set piece. They're unable to get out there with the grenades. Good defense from the double orbs. Although, I say that Nico and Guardian are still alive, so... And they are absolutely feeling themselves so far in this game. So they can definitely do this, Nico, in the 1v3. Oh, Dozier! He's going to make himself known in this map.
Almost 4 there.
So, Launders, we get this spot where FaZe, you know, they defy the if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality, and they decide to go for a slow set piece. No presence on the map. They wait a good, like, 30 seconds, then throw the nades in and try to execute. And is this... I think these are two different schools of thought, and I don't think there's a consensus, but where do you lean?
I think they're just kind of out of ideas. Like, hey, what do? We just won all these rounds. Like, we can get away with anything. What do they think we're going to do?
What do we do? We just win these rounds.
Maybe they just try heavy mid this round. Let's just go for a fillet, you know, like 20-second execute. I swear it's probably just a change-up, just because they can pretty much do anything right now.
They can do anything. Also, welcome back to Paused, our replay operator. He was, I don't know, went to Vegas for some reason for a couple of days. Now he's back. His business has been done. So he can enjoy his replays once again.
I wonder if for Exist this is like your uncle taking you to Wonderland or something.
Is that so?
I wonder if for Exist this is like your uncle just taking you on a vacation.
Take you to Disneyland?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like the all expenses paid sort of like vacation to Hawaii. It's definitely a nice little vacation after being on the NIP struggle bus for some time. The thing with Exist as well is that on NIP, like I always felt like Exist was a very good rifler, very good player. But I never liked him as an in-game leader, and I felt like the spots when we saw him not IGLing, like when we saw Threat take over straight away as the coach before the coaching rule came in, and honestly, that it's really quite sad we didn't get to see another like 6-8 months of what that looks like with you know, Threat actually calling, because his calling is very good. But Exist, when Threat was doing that, was so much better as a player because he didn't have to think about that stuff. And so I never liked him as an in-game leader as much, but always liked him as a rifler, as a fragger. And I feel like I would like to see him in that, like eventually find a team if this is not a permanent switch, where he gets to be that more of that kind of a role and doesn't have to worry about the leadership. Maybe it can be like a secondary caller, something like that. But I would love to see that in his career. This is a fast game. No, this is pretty fast.
It's among the fastest.
It's nice. It's very nice.
It's exciting too. Nice shots are being hit.
You know what, actually? So this is another thing. So one of the beauties of Counter-Strike and having a metagame in general, which is metagame is really an awesome thing that happens in all things competitive. And I particularly like it in a game like Counter-Strike or most of the esports games where you don't have perfect information. Because of course, like in chess, we have perfect information. There's a metagame. There's certain expected ways to handle certain situations that that define the error and so on. But in Counter-Strike, because you don't have full information, there's even more guesswork involved. And so I think it creates, like, the meta switches much more because of that, and much more quickly. And So it's really fun. Like if we would one day have, let's say, a lot of new maps in the pool, you could have maps that actually do favor faster playstyles and maps which favor slower playstyles. And it's, I think in the meta right now, the slower playstyle is definitely kind of a thing. Because a lot of the maps, like an Inferno or a Cobblestone, or even to a degree an Overpass, like these maps are best played slow. You get the most out of them by playing them slow. But Mirage is a map where you can play it fast and slow, and it can be just as effective if you know what you're doing. It's just harder to play fast.
Yeah, that's it's
Llama Wama.
That's a good name.
you get to find a lot of maps kind of like that, but certainly, you know, a lot of it's hard to get from spawn to the bomb site on overpass. So you know,
Yeah.
It definitely means because CT's gonna be pushed up a lot. It's gonna take time to work through the map. So yeah, then and cobblestone, it's like hard for CTs to go past a certain point. So CTs end up walking around, but
The smokes are very good.
yeah,
That's one of the reasons the smokes are very strong.
I think FaZe was expecting to take out a lurker only and not get traded. So that situation sucks for the team. The bomb's already made it to the B bomb site. By the way, there was a ooh, hello. Nico's heard him. A drone that is. Simply walking out into the angle and shooting him in the face. And that's dread, man. It's not easy to do. But FaZe will most certainly make it look easy.
To me, that's like a Slenderman moment there, or something like that. You know, it's like you're running around, you're desperately trying not to attract the attention of Nico, but like you make a sound, like the branch, like you step on the branch and it like cracks, and then he turns and he sees you, and you know it's over. Like. I like Mirage. I'm a Mirage fan.
it's very good.
It's a fun map. It's interesting at the high level how many teams struggle with mid control. Actually, like Na'Vi are the biggest example for me.
Does he push? Campbell push? Oh no! Shows a bit of leg. Nico will finish him off. Just continue the charge. Look how he sees his teammate come out of jungle.
Like a Reinhardt moment, just charging through him.
Man. Sit back and watch.
Got there in the end.
See, like he's using the MP9 like it's an AK. It's like that's how you're supposed to do it. Nico's 20 and 5, Guardian's 19 and 4, 18 and 6 for Rain. I feel like having one player with like the 20 and something scoreline is actually already an insane half. But to have 3 players with that scoreline, how are there even that many frags? How does that make sense? That means that they're just getting so many kills. It's insane. Like you can see that the kills for Gambit are so high. It's crazy. The deaths. This might be one of the fastest games we've ever had if FaZe win this pistol.
They could be trying to set a record.
Let us see. Let us bear witness. Nico's got into his sandwich position. People might jump on his head. Will we be checked for? But it won't matter because Nico. Hope it will take him out in the end. Has he done enough damage, however?
Oh my God.
Damn, bro.
Jeez Louise.
I want to play Counter-Strike, guys. Can I just like go over there? And you can just stay here, do your thing.
Phase up.
Like when you. Oh.
Funny, I can't play CS. I can't breathe properly, and I can barely talk. So what can I do?
See, you're not even living. You're not even alive. You're not even James Bardolph right now. Well, I guess you're always James Bardolph. We need an antidote for you. We need something. How do we fix you?
Ginseng.
This spray thing is ginseng in it.
Spray it in his
It
mouth.
has Tibetan.
Spray in my mouth, please, sir.
Tibetan ginseng and cactus flower. Do you like cactus flowers, James?
I think this antihistamine has made me drowsy.
Yeah.
Even the non-drowsy, like I just get bodied, man.
So how do we?
Because even when it says non-drowsy, there's like 1% of people where it'll just wreck them, and
Yeah.
I am that 1% of people. Just gets annihilated by these things. Because I don't like taking tablets and pills for things. I just like walking it off. So on the occasion where I do take a tablet, it's like my body's like, whoa!
So we need to basically pump you through those stimulants now to counteract the drowsiness.
That reminds me, there was one I forgot to purchase.
James, we need smelling salts back in the studio. I'm gonna buy some smelling salts for you.
Smelling salts. That was quite the adventure, wasn't it?
I
Dan
bought
and
some.
his smelling salts.
We used to do these North American broadcasts until like 6 AM, so I was like, to prevent just falling asleep during the cast, I was like, okay. I bought some smelling salts. But I couldn't do it. It was just, I tried it. It's like, it is like getting punched in the face.
Really?
You ever experienced it?
Getting punched
Punched
in
in
the
the
face?
face?
It
Yeah.
feels like someone's punching you in the face. It's so insane.
I don't like that.
It's effective though. People used to do them in powerlifting. They'll do these races before a big lift
Why?
to increase focus, concentration, and just
There's a
probably makes you angry. I don't know.
Makes you angry? So it's just something that smells really bad? I don't understand.
Well,
Try it.
it's yeah.
Okay.
It goes into your nostrils, and it is like getting punched in the face.
Okay.
If you try smelling salts, tweet London's what your experiences were like.
Is it like eating too much wasabi?
No,
Okay.
it's not. It's not comparable to anything.
You said it's like getting punched in the
That's
face.
the only thing it's comparable to.
That's what you compared it to.
It's like the weakest.
Have you been punched in the face?
Yeah.
Just wondering. Well, never mind. That's a quick one. Indeed, it is a quick one. That was like 30 minutes, maybe slightly less. That was just absolute domination. If you could define FaZe at their best, I think that is just an example right there. That is just watch this match. What is FaZe? This is FaZe.
I mean, this is versus Gambit. They're very good.
This has to be the fastest game. It has to be. It's like 20 minutes. This is like 20 minutes long, guys.
It was a brief one. I mean, what can we even say about that? Like,
I think
Gambit got run over.
I feel like our intro to the show was shorter than the game.
Longer,
than the
longer.
game. Longer.
Well, there it is. FaZe absolutely annihilated Gambit. They just imposed their will on them, and Gambit just they tried to tap out, but there was no referee.
You have to
There was
finish.
no referee. He's got their limbs broken, man. They got Ronda Rousey.
Oh boy.
So that is that. We are going to Nuke. Maybe they will be able to defend themselves on Nuke. Only time will tell. We'll see after the break for Nuke. I don't know what else can we do, man? Oh dear.
So James, just got an email from FaZe headquarters, and apparently there's loads of new merchandise from ECS, and they want us to make a promotional video.
Not about that life, Dan. I made a ton of stuff. You know, it's not all about getting paid. I think that's really sad. Hey, kid.
Me?
Yes, you. How would you like to win some FaceIt points?
FaceIt points? What are those?
FaceIt points are points you can collect playing on FaceIt or watching ECS. You can redeem those points to get items such as new skins, hardware, computer chairs, or a new car.
A new car? That sounds like the bee's knees.
It sure is to me. Now run on home and start earning those points. Heya, Billy.
Whoa, holy mackerel, mister, you scared the jeepers out of me.
How would you like to win some FaceIt points?
FaceIt points?